I've been with Forever now for 17 years, and I can't quite believe it. If you'd met me 17 years ago, I'm certainly not the person I was 17 years ago. When I got introduced to Forever, it was mainly through, I can't see you now, hold on. It was mainly through using the products. My best friend introduced me to Forever through drinking aloe, and it helped my health massively. At the time, I was working 12-hour days, 6 days a week as a hairdresser. I was a freelance hairdresser and did a lot of work behind the scenes at fashion shows and fashion shoots and things like that in London. Sounds exciting and glamorous. It certainly wasn't. It was really hard work, being on your feet all the time. And being self-employed, you had to work every hour just to get money. She encouraged me to come along and have a look at the opportunity. And I must admit, it wasn't straight off. It took her about 3 or 4 times to get me along to a business presentation. And to be honest, I went along to shut her up, and because she just kept going on. I'd love to work with you and all this lot, you know. She was in IT and very intelligent, and I'm a hairdresser, ex-hairdresser now. So I went along, and actually John Curtis was presenting the BP, he just inspired me immensely. And I sat there, and I just thought, if I could get £300 a month, I could reduce the hours in my hairdressing and just have more time to be with my family, more time to be with my friends. So I got started, and really, really quickly, I was earning an extra £300-400. And I won't tell you too much more about my story because you're going to hear it as we go along anyway. But within a year, I matched my income, so I sacked myself. And this is all I've done for 16 years. I work part-time, well, full-time, Graham, honest, part-time, and have a great shoe collection, yes. And I just love it. I feel like I retired 16 years ago because it doesn't feel like work to me. I really, really enjoy it. I love what I do. There is ups and downs, and that's what my slot's about. So my slot's going to be about the roller coaster. And it is learning to ride the roller coaster with fun and enthusiasm. I love roller coasters. Who likes roller coasters? I love them. So it has been a bit of a roller coaster ride over the past 17 years. And it's been an incredible journey as well, a journey of self-development as well. I must admit, there has been times where I've wanted to quit, only fleetingly, but we do have those moments. Am I the only one that's ever felt like that? No. So I thought I'd share my journey with you, but in 3 stages. And it's the 3 stages of my career in Forever and what I was at these stages. And you might recognize yourself, or you might recognize people in your team like this. So let's see how we get on. This was me for the first 6 months in Forever. This is what I was like for the first 6 months in Forever. So I had 2 launches, and Fiona, my sponsor, said, invite 20 to get 10. So I invited 20 and got 22. So at each launch, I had 22 people. It was amazing. 44 people, 1 week, 22 1 week, 22 the next. It was brilliant. And I was like, this is fantastic. I didn't go to trainings because I thought, no, that's not for me. Only went to the product trainings because I was absolutely aloe mouth. I just loved aloe vera. So I did have aloe mouth. I was very happy just talking to my friends and my family and my hairdressing customers. Didn't want to go and talk to anybody else. I was probably evaluating it and just seeing how it goes. I had that attitude a little bit, because I love the products, but, I'm fine just doing that. So I was quite happy with that. I never, ever, ever spoke about the opportunity because I just didn't see that for me. I was like, no, that's not for me. I'll just sell aloe, thank you. I wasn't interested in building a team. That didn't interest me either. But I developed 20 gel drinkers very, very quickly. I think at one time in the early days, I had about 35 gel drinkers. But I still have 24 gel drinkers today. Some of them, I would say, about 18 of them have been with me for 17 years. And that is key, just to look after your customer base. And what's really exciting, I love the new move, because people of a certain age, again, that move is amazing. And I've got 8 of my gel drinkers in the last month onto move as well, which is fantastic. Thank you. I also told my sponsor I didn't want to build a business. And the thing is, if she had pushed me to build a business, I would have quit. I'd have just gone, no, I'm not doing it. It's not for me. Don't push me. I'd been my own boss for a very long time with my hairdressing, and I don't like to be told what to do. I let Graham think he tells me what to do sometimes, but not very often. But I really don't like to be told what to do. So I knew that if she'd pushed me to do team building, it was something I really didn't want to do. But she was absolutely brilliant. I must admit, I was a little bit uncoachable. I do reckon, I see it in my team sometimes. I think, God, I was like you. Because I just didn't think it was for me. So 6 months down the line, I made supervisor after 6 months, completely by accident, because I didn't want to make supervisor. I had a friend that said to me, I like these products, I want to do what you're doing. And I just completely panicked. I phoned Fiona, I'm going, what the heck am I going to do with her? I don't want to, I'm not doing her launches. You can do her launches, I'm not doing it. And because I was terrified, the thought of standing in front of people. And so she says, don't worry, I'll come and help you. Don't worry, I'll come and help you. And then Graham's parents moved to Scotland, and they were getting local people on the aloe, especially the farmers. So she joined our business, and she'd had a retail business. So between the 3 of us, I got to supervise her. And for me, that was my biggest light bulb moment, because back then, you got invited to head office, and you got to go to a supervisor training. And that was when I had my light bulb, because somebody at the front of the room said, if you lead with your products, you'll always retail. But if you lead with your business, you'll build a team, and you'll always retail. And I was like, I think I'll try that. And I've always been one of those people, when I hear something, I think, I'm going to try that. And I thought, I'll try that. And that first month, I sponsored 4 people. I was like, oh, this is good. And developed a small team. But I don't know if you recognise anybody that's a bit like a hobbyist in your business, or recognise yourself at that, or recognise yourself at being at that stage at one time. For me, from month 1, my first full month in Forever, I've always done 4 case credits. So if you have people in your business that are like that, they really are important. And having hobbyists and people that are really enthusiastic about the products is a good thing, to have those sort of people in your business. But you might recognise them. And what I'd say is, just don't push them because you'll lose them. Just encourage them to come to events. Fiona tried that a lot of the time with me. But show them how to retail, and just keep encouraging. And then, just bide your time. And, you never know what the potential could be for the future. So, next stage of my business, I became an enthusiast. So this was me after 6 months. And this was me for the next 9.5 years. I stayed an enthusiast. I got to manager. We got to manager just after a year of joining Forever. In about, I think it was 2006, we got to car plan level 1. I loved working with my team. I had lots of fun and lots of trainings in my house. I still didn't see the bigger picture. I still didn't see global travel, chairmans, all of those things, like senior, soaring, all that. Oh, that wasn't for me. I was happy with my little team, and, I was really, really enjoying that. I was always comfortable. I wouldn't ever, I'd now and then push myself to do things, but I would feel really comfortable just being in my home, doing my trainings with my team, and just never really pushing myself and never pushing the comfort zone. But I did really enjoy what I was doing. I was terrible. I never, ever did a 7-day plan. Even after being a manager and doing car plans, I never did a 7-day plan. Because, well, that's not for me. I'm happy just doing what I'm doing. I just thought the incentives, the big stuff, was for other people and not for the likes of me. I was happy earning about £1,800 to £2,000 a month, and I did that for a very, very long time. And then I had somebody in my business that went manager, and then she went senior manager, which was incredible, absolutely incredible. But what I had done with being an enthusiast, I had created a lot of followers, people that loved being around me, because I'm a bit mad and have lots of fun. And, I'd created a lot of followers, and I hadn't created independent people in their own right, in their own business. And I still was having lots and lots of fun. The other thing, I wasn't consistent. I was never consistent. I had no understanding of network marketing, no understanding at all that it was a career. And that, even though it was told, I still didn't believe that you could earn the mega bucks, if you know what I mean. So I just didn't understand it. I was very probably just closed-minded, really, to it all, but just really enjoyed what I did, and that was it. I always did 4 case credits, and then it went up. I would do 5, 6 case credits. I don't know if you recognize yourself like this or anybody else in your business that you might recognize. I'm sure there's people in your business that you would have loved to have been here today, but I was still one of those people where, I just did things on my terms, and if I didn't want to do something, I wouldn't do it. So you might recognize people within your business that are like that as well. But again, you have to bide your time. If I think about my sponsor biding her time for 9.5 years, keep encouraging and keep promoting events. That's all you can do, is just keep encouraging and keep promoting events. But things changed for us at the end of 2009. And it was a massive year of change for us. We decided to move to Scotland, and we moved to Scotland in the December 2009. Graham had been made redundant. We'd just sold our house down south, so we weren't sure whether to go with it or not, but in the end we did, and we moved in with Graham's parents for a year. Honestly, I nearly hibernated for a year in the little office they gave me. No, I'm forever grateful, actually, to them, because they did help us a lot. But what had happened when I'd moved to Scotland, when we had moved to Scotland, I had all this business going on down south. I had nobody in Scotland apart from my mother-in-law, who was just using the products and got some of the farmers on it. So I had no team in Scotland whatsoever. But my business completely dive-bombed because I wasn't there. I'd created followers. So as soon as I stopped being there, as soon as I stopped running the sizzles, running home presentations, everybody just fell by the wayside, apart from 1 or 2. And I realized I'd got no business hardly at all. So that was a really big wake-up call for me. And in the January, because Graham had been made redundant, and we'd always been cushy, we'd always had a good income coming in from his work as well. But then to have that taken away, it suddenly was a bit of a wake-up call for us, and especially for me, because I was thinking, well, actually, I've got this business. If I get my head right, we could really do something with this. So it was in January 2010 that I decided, as they say, and move my business on and become more professional. It was time for me to really step up and take my business more seriously. So 2010 started with no one in our business at all in Scotland. So I cracked on with activity. I did a 7-day plan. I kept a pipeline tracker, all the things that you're supposed to do. I was out there carding, I was going to events, I was people shopping. I got Graham's mum to have a launch for me just to try and get some more people to have a look at what we were doing. And, it really, really did start to move. And then in June 2010, they had introduced the Eagle Incentive. And I thought, right, I'll go for that. And that was only 6 months you had to qualify for it. It was from June 2010 to December that you had to qualify for the Eagle Incentive when they first introduced it. So I went for that. I also invested in myself, and I attended a Danny Johnson seminar. I don't know if anybody's heard of Danny Johnson. And that was in America. I went to St. Louis for a 4-day seminar with Danny Johnson because she was doing something that I was really, really interested in, which was about personality types. And that is a big, wonderful subject that I'm always learning about, and I think is key for us to learn about personality types. Now, if you've never done any sort of work like that, I highly recommend a little book called The 4 Color Personalities for MLM. Has anybody got this? It is absolutely amazing. I highly, highly recommend it. It's Big Al. I won't say his second name because my tongue's joined at the tip and I say something else. So, but I do highly recommend this book because not only for working with people in your team, working with prospects, but people in your family, your friends, and everything like that. It really helps you understand personalities. And it can stop a lot of clashes and misunderstandings if you actually understand the different sorts of people that are around us. So I do highly recommend that. So going to Danny Johnson in America was the best investment. I had a great time as well, but it was the best investment. It did do so much for me, and it gave me so much more confidence to understand personalities. I also, that year, decided to invest again and go to another millionaire training, which was the Tom Barrett training. I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Tom Barrett. And I went to Tom Barrett training as well. And that was key for me to learn about the industry, because we do need to learn about the industry that we're in and what we've got our hands on, but also about leadership. He really does help with those sort of things. So again, another fantastic book is Dare to Dream and Work to Win by Dr. Tom Barrett. Now, when I first read this years ago, because I was given it, honestly, it was like gobbledygook, but then that was because I wasn't in the right place. But if you're looking at forever as a serious career, and you need to understand the industry and the leadership skills that we need, Dr. Tom Barrett is absolutely fantastic. So I highly recommend his book as well. That year also, I went to Jan Rue. Has anybody heard of Jan Rue? And I went to one of her trainings, and she unlocked me. There was things holding me back. You get the little devils on the shoulder and things, but she actually said things in trainings and things that really unlocked me and got me to face what was holding me back. And it was me holding me back. Nobody else, it was me. I tried to blame everybody else, but that didn't work. But it was actually me. So that was really key for me to keep moving forward as well. So from changing from an enthusiast to a business builder, we went senior manager, soaring manager, car plan level 1, level 2, chairman's bonus in 2013 and chairman's bonus in 2014. We went eagle, and over the years we've been a senior eagle and a soaring eagle. So it's just the flick of a switch in how you see yourself and what you've got your hands on and what you're going to do with this business and what we've got our hands on. I'm sure that you'll recognize people in your team that are like this. Your pocket rockets. But really what we need to do is just get on with it and take absolute full responsibility for our own businesses. And I now have created independent leaders within my business. And that is key. That's what we need to do. It's not create a load of followers, and then if you stop, they all stop. Create independent people within your business. What have I learned by riding the forever roller coaster? Hobbyists, enthusiasts, and business builders, they are all important to you and to your business. And they all bring value to your business too. Don't get frustrated with your team. Get fascinated by them, okay? Never get frustrated. Just get fascinated. And just let people do what they want to do. Don't make it about you. Make it about them and helping them to achieve what they want to achieve. If people are happy where they are, if they're happy just using the products, that's fantastic. If they're happy having, a retail business, that's fantastic. If they're happy, having a small team, that's great. Just appreciate every single person in your business. And if they're happy, they will stay. Regardless, they will always use the products. And the thing is about biding your time, you do have to bide your time with some people. You see potential in others where they don't see it. We can see potential in people and we go, God, they could be a diamond, if they could just get their head right, if they could just do this, if they could just do that, But you've just got to believe in them and just bide your time and wait for them for when the time is right for them. But sometimes the time might not ever be right. But you do appreciate everyone. You will find sometimes through your business, as you get into being in the business for 17 years and longer, is that you'll see changes in your business, and sometimes you'll see people revert back. So you might have a business builder that reverts back to an enthusiast, or somebody that reverts right back to just being a hobbyist. But it's fine. It's just about their own personal journey. Usually when people revert back, it's usually out of fear. And maybe, not liking that feeling of being uncomfortable. Personal development, well, it is key. It's also about working on our subconscious as well. But also, I think the biggest thing as well is understanding your industry that we're in and the fact that network marketing is actually a career. As your business grows, it's important to understand personalities and know that everybody is different. Don't treat every person the same. Everybody is different. Work with those, that want it. Don't force people to do something they don't want to do. So work with those that want it. Those that are prepared to make those sacrifices to change. CIA. Who's heard of CIA? There's a few people in the room. I thought my whole team would have their hands up. CIA means control, influence, and accept. So, whenever you're facing anything with your business and it's not sitting well with you or you're not sure, just ask yourself, can I control this? Can I influence it? Or do I just accept it? And I think that's a good rule of thumb, actually, just to use that. If ever you're not sure about something, is just think, CIA, can I control it? Can I influence it? Or do I just accept it? And it just helps so much. Manage expectations. Be real and be honest with people. Don't let people think, if you're having a planning meeting with someone and somebody says, yes, I'd like to be earning $5,000 a month in 6 months' time, but I only want to work 5 hours a week. No, that ain't going to happen. Do you do that now? So do make sure you manage people's expectations. Don't take things personally, okay? Be a generator, not a reactor, okay? So don't take anything personally. Just know that as your business does grow, though, you are going to have people in your team that will love you, they will like you, they will rate you, and they'll probably hate you. But none of that will have anything to do with you. Sometimes it's just about where they're at in their life. It's usually lack of understanding if they're not great or not in a good place. It also can be they're not working on themselves, they're not understanding the industry, they're not working on their personal development or working on the mindset. And sometimes it's just because they've not got a strong enough why. They've not got their goals down, So, just don't take anything personally. Always know, though, no matter what people may think of you, you can always help them build a business. That's what you can always do, and that's what our job is to do. Never make things personal and never blame your team if your business is not where you want it to be. You need to take full responsibility for your own business and never, ever blame your team for anything. Your character is your values and who you are. Your reputation is what others think of you. And the one thing is that you can always be in control of your character. And as Jim Rohn says, what you think of me is none of my business. So keep a light heart. Don't take life too seriously because we don't get out alive. And, come from love, come from kindness, come from contribution. It's not a weakness to be loving and kind. And always know that we're here to serve others. Not to do everything for them, but we are here to serve others. But be grounded in who you are and don't let anything or anyone shake you. Just be totally grounded in who you are. So this is what I love, this mission statement. Now, if you haven't got this written down somewhere or a picture of it somewhere, you should, because this is Rex's mission statement about forever. And I just think it's amazing. And we should have that visual to us every single day. Even 17 years on, I am still learning. I'm not the finished article. I'm still, growing and learning and developing because you've got to keep moving forward. But the one thing is I have a fantastic passion, an unshakable belief about forever and what it can do for people. I absolutely love, and get so excited about the possibilities for everybody in this room. What is 2018 going to be like? Oh, for goodness sake. I'll ask that again, shall I? If you all fell asleep. What is 2018 going to be like? Oh, I got goosebumps, yeah. Come on, isn't it? It's just, I get goosebumps. Do you get goosebumps? Is it just me? I absolutely love this company. I love my business. I love my team. But for us, it is a way of life. And it's a very exciting way of life. 17 years on, we're living in Blairgowrie in Perthshire. We have a beautiful, beautiful castle. No, it's not really a castle, I guess. I love saying that, though, but it's not really. It's a nice big house, but it's not a castle. And I've got my parents living with me because one of the things was they're not wealthy, they never have been, they've always worked very hard. And I wanted them to have a secure retirement where they didn't have to worry about anything. And they don't. They have got a secure retirement, they don't have any money worries. All my dad worries about is that the gate's closed and then the chicken's fed. And we do. We've got a fantastic allotment where Graham grows his own vegetables. We've got the good life. Carrots this year were weird. Digress. Why did I tell you that? It has just been the most amazing journey, and I do pinch myself every day when I'm driving around Perthshire. I go, bloody hell, I live here. I just love it. I just love what Forever has done for us, and it's given us total security and total peace of mind. We have no worries whatsoever. So think where you might be in 17 years' time, and think where you might be with people in your business and where they'll be in 17 years' time. I'll probably be in a nursing home, but... But I hope that's helped, and if it hasn't, thank you for listening.